Once upon a time, in a small town nestled between rolling hills, lived a young woman named Lily. Lily was in her early 20s, with dark brown hair that flowed like a river and eyes as bright as the evening sky. Her life was simple. She worked as a librarian in the quiet, dusty town library, a place she had always loved. Despite the charm of her peaceful town, Lily's heart felt empty. She longed for something more, an adventure, a deep connection, someone to share her dreams with. Her family, though loving, struggled financially. They didn't have much, but they managed. Lily helped her mother in their small garden, and together they made a modest living. Every day, she would watch couples pass by the library, hand in hand, and wonder if she would ever experience that kind of love. One day, while shelving a new book in the library, Lily overheard a conversation that would change her life forever. A new art exhibit was coming to town, and it would bring someone into her life who would make her heart race in ways she never imagined. A few weeks later, the day of the exhibit arrived. Lily had always been fascinated by art, though she had never been able to afford to see much of it. That day, however, something felt different. Maybe it was the promise of something new, or perhaps the thought of leaving the quiet comfort of the library. Whatever the reason, Lily decided to attend. As she stepped into the gallery, her eyes were immediately drawn to a painting of a stormy sea. It was dark and wild, but there was something beautiful about it, something that made her feel understood. As she stood there, lost in the painting, she felt a tap on her shoulder. "Beautiful, isn't it?" said a voice from behind. Lily turned around to see a man standing there, a warm smile on his face. He was tall, with messy blonde hair and eyes that seemed to hold secrets. His name was Ethan. Ethan was a traveling artist, one who had lived in several different cities. His latest project had brought him to Lily's town, and he had decided to visit the exhibit. As they began to talk about the painting, Lily found herself laughing, something she hadn't done in a long time. They spoke about art, life, and everything in between. Ethan's passion for life was contagious, and Lily felt a spark she had never felt before. For the next few weeks, Lily and Ethan saw each other regularly. He would stop by the library after his daily visits to the gallery, and they would talk about art, books, and the things that made them happy. Ethan began to look forward to these visits, not just for the art, but for the connection he had found with Lily. She was different from anyone he had ever met. Gentle, thoughtful, yet full of quiet strength. As the days turned into weeks, Lily and Ethan's connection grew deeper. They began spending more time together, often taking long walks through the town, sharing stories of their pasts. Ethan would talk about his travels, his experiences in the big cities, and the adventures he had lived. Lily, in contrast, shared stories of her quiet, peaceful life in the small town. She had never ventured far beyond the hills surrounding her home, but she was beginning to feel a longing to experience more. However, their blossoming relationship was not without challenges. Ethan had told Lily that he was only in town for a short time, and that he would soon be leaving to start a new project in another city. The thought of losing him before they could fully explore their connection weighed heavily on Lily's heart. One evening, after a particularly long walk, Ethan confessed his feelings for Lily. "I never expected to find someone like you here," he said, looking at her with earnest eyes. "I've been to so many places, met so many people, but I feel something here that I can't explain. I don't want to leave without knowing what this could be." Lily felt the same, but her heart was heavy with doubt. She knew Ethan's work would always take him to different cities, and the thought of building a relationship with someone so transient scared her. Could she really open her heart to him, knowing that he might leave at any moment? She hesitated, unsure of how to respond. "I don't know, Ethan," she said softly. "You're right. We're from two different worlds. I can't imagine leaving this town, and you can't stay here forever." Ethan's face fell. He had hoped Lily would be open to the idea of him staying, but deep down, he knew that wasn't realistic. "Maybe we're just not meant to be," he said quietly. The distance between them grew as the days passed. They saw each other less and less, both unsure of what to do. Lily missed Ethan's presence in her life, but the fear of getting hurt kept her from reaching out. Ethan, too, struggled with the idea of leaving Lily behind, but he couldn't stay in the small town forever. He was an artist, a wanderer by nature, and his heart told him he needed to keep moving. Days turned into weeks, and the once bright spark of their connection seemed to flicker and dim. Lily spent long hours at the library, pouring herself into her work, trying to distract herself from the ache in her heart. She missed Ethan, missed the way he made her feel alive. But deep down, she feared that their love story was destined to be another fleeting chapter in her life. Ethan, too, found himself struggling with the thought of leaving. He missed their conversations, their walks by the river, and the quiet moments they shared. Every time he picked up his paintbrush, he found himself thinking of Lily. His art had never felt so personal, so tied to his emotions. He had never painted anything like the scenes of their walks together, and he knew that leaving would mean leaving behind something irreplaceable. One evening, as the sun began to set over the hills, Lily walked by the river, lost in thought. She was contemplating the possibility of opening her heart to Ethan, despite the distance that separated them. Could love be enough to bridge the gap between two people with such different lives? Just as she was about to turn back, she heard footsteps behind her. It was Ethan. "I couldn't leave without saying goodbye," he said, his voice thick with emotion. "But before I go, I need to know something. Will you take a chance on us, Lily?" Lily's heart raced. She knew the decision she made now could change her life forever. She turned to him, a soft smile forming on her lips. "I've thought about it a lot, Ethan," she said. "And I think love is worth the risk." From that moment on, Lily and Ethan decided to take a chance on each other. They both knew their love wouldn't be easy, but they also knew it was real. Ethan decided to stay in the town a little longer, working on his art and exploring a new life with Lily by his side. The two of them spent the next few months learning about each other's worlds, blending their lives in a way they never thought possible. Although Ethan's career as an artist still took him to new places, he made it clear that Lily was a part of his future. They made plans to travel together, to see the world, and to share their love with the people they met along the way. Lily, for the first time in her life, felt the thrill of adventure, not in leaving her town, but in building a life with someone who truly understood her. As the years passed, they remained deeply in love, creating a life full of art, laughter, and joy. They built a home together near the river, where they could both be close to nature and to each other. And though Ethan continued to travel, he always came back to Lily, knowing that she was the one person who would always make him feel like he belonged. And so, Lily and Ethan's love story became one for the ages, a reminder that sometimes the greatest love is found in the most unexpected places. Years passed, and Lily and Ethan's love only grew stronger. Together, they faced the highs and lows of life, supporting each other through every challenge. The small town, once a place of quiet longing for Lily, had become the home they both cherished. They often looked back at the day they met, an unexpected encounter at an art exhibit. What seemed like a chance meeting had changed everything. Ethan's art had brought him to a town he never planned to stay in, and Lily's quiet life had been transformed by a love she never imagined. They had children, raising them with the same appreciation for life and art that had brought them together. They taught their children kindness, patience, and the importance of taking chances on love. Walking by the river, where they first realized their love, reminded them that true love could overcome any obstacle. Lily's adventure was found in Ethan's heart. If you enjoyed Lily and Ethan's story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Love often finds us in unexpected places, and taking a leap of faith can change everything. Keep believing in love, no matter where you are. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.